So here's my rant for Monday, January 15th, right? Okay, so I was sent a video from one of my friends of Wiz Khalifa speaking on his relationship with Amber Rose, right? And I was so proud and so happy to see everything that he said because most situations when a relationship is over, the man isn't speaking highly of the woman. He's letting other women speak crazy on her. And it's just like this whole big mess. Like, it's like once the relationship is over, then they just forgot all the positive and all the things, or especially if they have a child, they forget that this is their child's mother, and speaking negatively on them could affect the children, right? And I'm gonna say this because I've dealt with this, right? With my son's father, when the relationship was over, he was talking crazy about me. He let the woman that he had a baby on me on, she was talking crazy. She was calling the police on me. She was talking crazy about me to her family. It was just like no one in that situation really had respect for me, right? And it wasn't because I was disrespectful or anything. She just didn't like me. So therefore, she used every moment that she could to really tear me down. And he didn't defend me. To this day, he haven't defended me, right? And so my thing is like this. Okay, fellas, when a relationship ends with a woman, just let it be. Like, case in point, my now about to be former husband made this whole big crazy post on Instagram, put my government name, not putting his whole name, which is Olu Shagan Isaac Adeyemi, since we want to call names. But, he wanted to put out a post. And this is my thing, fellas. Why can't y'all be fellas? And why you got to be messy? Take the Wiz Khalifa route. If it's over with, be in a man's place and don't be messy. But for me, I always get the mess, right? And I want to address this. Since my former husband, soon to be former husband, want to announce a divorce, how you announcing a divorce and you ain't even got the money to pay for the divorce? I'm paying for the divorce. I'm paying for the wedding. And just like those other people in the comments before, which I didn't want to bring it up, but they said that when my money ran out, you would too. And that is what happened. Okay, I was left in Dubai, stressed out, struggling, trying to figure it out. No help, no nothing. No kind words spoken to me, nothing. So since you want to talk about we getting a divorce, well, that means you paying half for it, right? You got money for this? Since you want to make it official, you got some money to pay for this? Or am I going to have to pay for it? And then you just going to sit back like the wounded man, like somebody did something to you. Nobody did nothing to you. I've never been that person. And you can ask any of my exes, even my son's father, who half-ass don't want to speak happy on me because I done moved on. All my exes still love me, boo. And they said I was the best thing that happened to them. So what's your issue? You talk about I'm toxic? Or was I in a situation that made me display an energy and a frequency that I wasn't familiar with? Because I'm not a toxic chick. I'm very far from it. Did a lot of self-help, did a lot of work, did a lot of shadow work. But back to the daily rant, okay? Because I just had to add that out because my friend just sent me a post that he posted. And I was like, what happened to the fellas like Wiz Khalifa where they speaking highly on their women and the relationship didn't work and I'ma just keep it moving instead of trying to air them out, instead of trying to be the NBA young boy? Like what be wrong with these fellas like when they want to speak ill on the woman that they was laying with? Like, I'm ready for the trill fellas, the trill generation to come back where they don't speak ill on their baby mamas, where they don't try to, damage their wives or their girlfriends or their baby mama images. Because, like in my case, nobody knew you. I was the prize, been the prize, been it, and I gave you light. And then you going to take that light and try to turn it on me and change all the passwords on the account and try to turn the 1,300 people out of 100,000 people that follow me onto a page where you think you're going to try to talk crazy on me? Fellas, do better. Stop trying to tear women down to try to bring yourself up. Because if you're trying to tear somebody down, fellas, to bring yourself up, you got to come down too. That ain't the energy we going in 2024. I know people want to air stuff out, and this is the year of airing stuff out. But also understand, there's two sides to a story, my guy. My God, you could tell your side to the 1,300 people. You could tell your side to the 57 likes. You could tell your side to the small people in your community, but also tell the truth and why you ain't with this, because you couldn't handle this. And a lot of fellas fumble balls, and then they get mad when they fumble balls, especially when someone lives in a different country and they got a big fish from America, and now they dropped the ball, and now they trying to come up with a narrative to try to make it seem other than what it is. And once again, if you're gonna speak on divorce, my nigga, give me half. At least give me half. You ain't got half? Give me half. Please. All right, so anyway, back to the daily rants. I just want to say this, okay? Fellas, it's time out for being petty. It's time out for talking down on women. And ladies, if you have a man that talks down on you or says derogatory or negative things to you once in life, and he does it twice again, run, because that's who he is, and he gonna keep doing it, and he gonna do it as long as you allow it, and even when you don't allow it, he gonna really go harder. Okay. And also, we got to be mindful, ladies, of who we get into relationships with, who we have children with. Look at their character. What type of character does this person have? What type of relationship do they have with their mom? What type of relationship do they have with their sisters? What type of relationship do they have with themselves? Because if they don't have a good relationship with their mama, if they don't have a good relationship with their sisters, their female cousins, if they not exhibiting self-love in every aspect of the fiber of them, if they're not an alpha male, you can't expect for them to be there to represent you even when they're not with you. So, fellas, protect your baby mamas. Don't speak ill on your baby mama to nobody. Don't speak ill on your wife to nobody. And ladies, be careful in who you give platforms to. Just for my content creators, be careful in who you bring to the light, and be careful in who you get platforms to. And goddesses, be careful who you lay with, because sometimes the person you lay with can be your biggest enemy and your biggest hater. And that's my daily rant for the day.